Good evening, my friends. Hello. Who is here? Conan. Hello, hello. Lamp. Hello. Rue MC. Hello. The Adept. Hello. Elquan. Hello. William. Epsilon. Hello. How's it going? Captain Mike. How are you? Shoney's was good. Buh. How are you guys doing? You guys have a good weekend? For those who celebrated, happy Thanksgiving, and hope your shopping over the weekend, if you did any, went well. We didn't really buy much. We just bought like household products, but yeah, if you had dinners and whatnot, I hope they were all great and very filling, and you're overloaded with carbs and other things. I have acquired 120 blue Alps for $1 a switch. That's actually pretty good. Nine Walker, hola. How are you, my friend? Do you have a good Thanksgiving? Hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving. We're able to get good Black Friday deals. We got a good Black Friday deal for Kiwi food. So we got Kiwi like 4 boxes of food at like half price. That was nice. Got some household cleaner and some random miscellaneous household items. Random pickups, I guess we had like a few like random pickups. I think got like a couple of notebooks. Like writing notebooks. Not really a Black Friday deal, but purchased like a little like leather cover for the notebook. And that was it. Thanksgiving was good though. We were mostly couch potatoing in terms of Thanksgiving itself. My partner and I, we just couch potatoed watching binging. We binged 2 seasons of Interview with the Vampire, the one on AMC Plus. It was good, really good. The one based on Anne Rice's books. It was really good. We did that, and then yesterday we had like a Friendsgiving. So we had Friendsgiving, and I had a bunch of leftovers today, so that was nice. Yeah, it was great. Hope you had a good one. I did have a good one. Not a traditional Thanksgiving. Oh, I guess my Friendsgiving was really the Thanksgiving dinner, because we did have like turkey and stuffing and like pies and like all the good stuff, cranberry sauce and like all that stuff. Because no one cares about Alps right now. Oh, it's honestly great price, I think. I was fine until today. Sick today. I picked up a bunch of stuff from Unikey's. Oh, nice. Although I hope you feel better. Sick on a Sunday is sets you up for like a really annoying week, right? So hope you feel better soon. Secret Myth, hello. I feel like this year Black Friday deals were like meh. I don't know, but I think every year it gets worse, right? Like they're not like what they used to be, is what people would say. I wish Black Friday deals would also apply to daily necessities, so I can just bulk buy everything, not worry about it for the next few months. That's true. I kind of wish that was the case in general. I mean, like it applies in some like retail, but not overall. Like you always see like up to 50% off on gifts or like specific random things. I'm like, I would never buy that normally. So yeah. Do you like the books? I am not a reader, unfortunately. My partner is, but I'm not. I was actually introduced to the Anne Rice stuff through this. So, but then again, I got a lot of context just by conversing, with my partner. Like she like told me about like like difference between the book and this, and then I know that there's like the movie from the 90s and stuff with the one with Tom Cruise, but we haven't watched that yet. But yeah. We made turkey gumbo and had people over to play board games. Ooh, nice. What kind of board games do you guys play? Do you guys have like a go-to, or do you like switch it up every time you do board games, or is it like a regular thing? All right, so today is actually kind of a fun build, I would say. It is going to be the Nama from Wuque Studio, and they've been talking about this board for a while. They've like taken it to like different expos, if I recall correctly. They've kind of been teasing it for a while, and you know, they kind of talk about it like it's like this kind of like flagship product, more like a premium product, because it does have like certain things that are kind of just like very over the edge, but nonetheless pretty cool. And so yeah, so you know, it came in this big box, and this big box had these two things. Had basically an accessories box and a hard case, with, you know, these like clasps. So I'll just start unboxing these, and we can kind of go from there. The VKC mainly cares for MX, so EC and Alps are really cheap on the aftermarket. Oh, cool. All right, so the accessories box just has accessories, as it says. So it has a cable. I don't think I need to take it out, but I can show you what it looks like. The cable is, you know, a not coiled component here for the A side, and then it has a 5-pin connector here, like a push-pull connector. You know, not a limo, but push-pull connector nonetheless. And then on the other side for the cable, you have USB-C on one end, and the push-pull connector and a coil. And then we have a little receiver for wireless. Supreme POV, hello, thanks for the 25 months. And then it looks like I got some extra hardware. Maybe I'll put that here. And then we have hardware for the screwdriver, which we could use, but I have my own, so I'll just use my own screwdriver. But it's a T6 torque screwdriver from what it seems. So I'm expecting most of the screws to be that size. And that's about it. So the accessories box is pretty, you know, pretty bare bones in that sense. So let's go ahead and open this guy up. So this guy now has the main stuff. So it kind of comes in, you know, this briefcase like thing. And then on this side, actually, you can't barely see it, but it basically, actually, maybe you can see it on the other end, on the other point of view. But on this side, you have this, you know, string pocket sort of thing. So inside of this pocket, we have accessories and whatnot. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Big raid over here. Mr. Alex, hello. How's it going? What are you building tonight? Hope you guys, welcome. Viewers from Alex's stream, hello, welcome, welcome. I just started. I am currently building a Nama, or going to be building a Nama from Wuque Studio. But good to see you all. Funzy, hello, Insty, Chakia, Jur, Conan, High Flow Chuck, Spout Esquire, maybe. Rorschach, hello, Eisenheim, hello, hello. Long time no see. Yeah, good to see you all. Lamp, flex that OG Palm, OG Palm, OG Palm, right here. Will One Doctor, hello. Captain Mal, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Thank you, thank you. Sinister Silkiness, hello, welcome. So we're just unboxing this. So on the one side we have this extensive manual for the Nama. Basically, you know, instructions in Chinese and in English. I think this is the non-shiny version of that one. It looks exactly the same to me. Just different printing. Reminders about QA and like how to, like, FAQ, kind of like frequently asked questions kind of stuff. So I can probably ignore that. I blinked. Was that a DK saver? Yes. This is my bad. Switched the scenes by accident. Pressed up and I switched the scenes by accident. It was I thought I didn't have the OBS thing selected. But yeah, it's a DK saver. Alright, so we got a dampening foam kit here. So here it's like cork, apparently. So we have, so Wuque Studio has shown these cork dampeners before. Basically one for their stabs and you know, like kind of like the PE equivalent but in cork, and then there's like the plate equivalent. Pretty neat. Building a Nama, are we? Yes. It's been a while since I actually got the board a while back, but Wuque Studio kept delaying the release because they're just getting stuff ready for logistics, and so yeah, you'll start seeing the content roll out in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. Okay, so I know that this board is super heavy, so I just need to be careful. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's take this out of here. Okay, I'm gonna put these straps back in. Do we know the price? Yes, I know the price. Give me. It's supposed to be a very premium and expensive product. Let me get that info right now. I have it from a little brief that they provided. So just taking a look here. Nama is, they call it Nama keyboard, redefining luxury through mechanics. Collector's custom mechanical keyboard, and they say that they're going to be running it tentatively from December 9th through this 26th. And MSRP is, oh god, is $749 US to $1,299 US. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of dollars. Wow. Wow, okay. Their weight, they have an alu bottom case version, which is 6.6 kilograms, and a brass bottom case version with 8.5 kilograms in the weight. They have a bunch of colors. They have like 10 different colors. It's like blue, red, white, gunmetal gray, pink, green, purple, silver, lavender, black, and then, you know, all these other features. But it's higher than my car insurance, and considering that car insurance has gotten more expensive. But alas, very expensive. I don't know if I will be able to do a build that justifies the price per se, but I can, you know, we do these things to show off the boards, and so we'll show the board. So here it is. Oh my god, it's so heavy. What the hell? Okay, this is really heavy. Oh my god. Okay, so let's unwrap some of these plastic pieces. And it's a 75. I knew that people in my chat would say this, or at least the people who I know are TKL and 60 enthusiasts and people like this. But it's pretty cool. Is that a watch? Yeah, it has like this mechanical element here. I actually don't know how how it's supposed to work. Let me actually look. Oh my Christ, this is so heavy. Where is it? Where is it? Mechanical flywheel or tourbillon. The Nama keyboard features a distinctive mechanical flywheel or tourbillon integrated into its design, an authentic movement crafted with the philosophy of fine watchmaking. Each component hand polished until light itself seems to linger upon it. Please note that, okay, the mammoth logo on the left side of the movement represents the tourbillon version, while the mammoth logo on the right side represents the mechanical flywheel version. Okay, so I guess this is the mechanical flywheel version. And then please note that the flywheel or tourbillon does not have hands or function as a traditional watch, and it needs to be wound using a screwdriver. So I guess you're supposed to wind it and it works. Okay, I don't know how to do that yet, but we'll explore it. That's what it says. I'm just reading it out loud, okay? There's two versions. Oh my god. Okay, this is very heavy. I'm like sweating. Okay. Let us peel this off. This is a reflective shiny boy. I'm assuming this is PVD brass. But as you can see, it's super reflective. You can see the entirety of my ceiling in full clarity. So is it a wash themed watch or an elephant themed watch? I don't know. I'm not sure. But this is so heavy. Okay. Ugh. So, well, I'll find out. So the Nama is kind of like, from what I understand, it's a board that's themed after, you know, the theme is sort of like an elephant. So it has kind of these complex curves. Were there feet? Yeah, there's feet right here. Just need a clear desk to appreciate it. Yeah, that's totally fair. So this is the side profile. Some interesting profile. Sort of has this like divot on the side and then kind of extends all the way to the front. And then the bottom also is like very three-dimensional, so to speak. But the bottom part here is fairly flat, as you can see, like this part. That part is flat, but everything is nicely filleted, so nothing too sharp. It does have like a fairly intentional seam right here. So that part is that? Yeah, that's filleted actually. And then it sort of wraps all the way to the back. The weight itself sort of has extra curvature here, wrapping around. You have a center USB port. Oh my god. And yeah, the other side. And so the front is kind of pretty thin, actually. It's like not very tall. So in terms of front height, this is pretty low, I would say. Okay, that's so heavy. Did they describe here what typing angle it is? Yeah, right here, 7.6 degree typing angle, 19 millimeter front height, 63 aluminum. And yeah, they just have like variable things for different configurations. I don't have like a configurator page, obviously. You can see there's like a coming soon page on the Wuque Studio website. But I don't think they have like a configurator type of thing. Just kind of shows the different colorways that they'll have. So, all right, let's get on with it. So let's open this up first. I need to get the plate out of this. Okay, so in terms of opening this up, it does not have screws at the bottom. It has screws from the top side, so the screwless version of assembly. So I see a bunch here around the perimeter. Seems like the board also has RGB. Yes, I also see that the PCB here has per key RGB on the top side. So it is going to be, RGB, lighting towards the top. kind of like through your keys. If you want RGB, we have some pre-installed Wuque Studio stabs. I think these are the either the stupid stabs or the regular V3 I think stabs, but we have those. Did I miss a screw here? Okay, I think, am I supposed to, hold on. Okay, let's take off some of these screws first. Okay. Those are magnetic. Let me see. My screwdrivers are not like heavily magnetized right now. Probably got demagnetized. Let me see if they do come off. They're slightly magnetic. My screwdrivers are. I need to remagnetize them a little bit more. Yeah. I think that's all of them. Oh no, wait, I missed one. Ugh. Yeah, this screwdriver is not very heavily magnetized, so they don't really come off as easily. Okay, I'll just pull it off, I think. Okay, so I think there we go. Got it. All right. So there comes off the top. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bolts. And then as you can see on the bottom side, you get, I think it looks like there is top mount here. And then, you know, this piece here is like a little plastic piece that's to wrap around this mechanism. And then you have these kind of like exposed chamfered edges on the inside, so they kind of shine a little bit if you see them from the side. Those edges here, so like these around each of the cutouts in the case. And then you have some alignment pins over here. Okay. So, all right, so let's take out the internals. Okay, so we got a ribbon cable. So there's our PCB and plate combo. Looks like we have some foam already stuck on here. And looks like we also have gasket mount as an option. We already have pre-installed gaskets in this particular case that they sent me. I can go ahead and actually I could take apart the plate from the PCB just to kind of show you. Okay, yeah, these screws are a little bit more magnetized. Easier to catch because they're smaller, but we can choose to use either the regular pour-on material foam or the cork material foam. We actually have the choice for that. The plate is screwed in. No, this is like the standard way of doing hot swap. So you know, like when hot swap plate PCBs have the standoffs between them. That's basically what it is right now. So it just has a couple of like 4 screws that put them together. So I have all the foam over here. So that's what the plate looks like. This is clearly FR4. An FR4 plate. Standard thickness, obviously. And then for layout support, let's take a look. We have step caps lock, ANSI, and ISO. And then we have, I think we do have split and regular backspace. We have actually split spacebar, 625 and 7U support for the spacebar bottom row. And then split and regular, I think, right shift as well. So that's for the support. I don't know why I thought this was a 5mm plate. Oh, no. Probably maybe because it just had everything pre-installed, but yeah. So you can take out all the foam for now. We can choose to build with it. We can choose to build without it. We can choose to build with the cork, which could be kind of interesting, to be honest. And then we have the P foam and the little plastic sheet that they put. So let's take a look at the PCB as well. Okay, so this. Can you figure out how to wind the watch part, Diego? Yes, I can. So this seems to have a connector here. Maybe what I can do first is turn it on, you know, plug it in and see if I can wind this. It's kind of interesting that it has, I can ask actually. Let me see if they respond. All right, I sent out a question for now, but if I do not figure it out now, I will figure it out later for sure. Okay, this foam is pretty stuck on there. Maybe I'll just leave it for now. You know what I'm gonna do? I do wanna touch on these stabs though, so I'm gonna take them off. So let's get my screwdriver here and unscrew the stabs. So I don't know why this keyboard came all pre-assembled. Maybe it was used for their expo stuff and so they left it pre-assembled. But I am going to basically tune the stabs myself. Holy, I thought my own YouTube was playing Yun Jong-shin for a second. I think it said to wind with a screwdriver. I think if it's a mechanical tourbillon, it should start up. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see. I'll get to it though for sure. And either way, I'll figure it out, you know? Like, I want to figure it out. I want to know how it works. If it works, rather. Did I miss a screw here? Oh, I see. Okay, taking out the foam here. And let's get these Stab screws as well. Okay. Oh. Let me get these guys. Okay, let's take a look at the PCB. So the PCB is kind of similar to their standard tri-mode stuff. It has a bunch of the flex cuts. So it's actually a flex cut PCB, like per key flex cut nearly. And thickness wise, it actually is striking me more like a 1.2 on this one. I can check. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a 1.2 mil PCB actually. 1.2 mils with flex cuts, I think. I'll leave the case though, because I don't really love the way the flex cuts feel without. But yeah. Okay. Leave that aside for now. Let's work on the stabs now. Can you use pudding keycaps? I don't even have any, so no. Okay, this is so heavy. Alright, I'll just leave it there. Okay, put those aside. Let's put... Maybe we can try this cork thing. I think the cork thing could be interesting on this. But let's see. Can I just put this on for now? Or, you know what? Let's try... Maybe I can try plugging in the PCB again and seeing if it can make it work. I'll order you a set. The rank set has Sang and Compat. Oh, really? Didn't even know that ranked came with the pudding version too. Oh, ribbon cables. I dislike them very much. They're such a pain to get right, actually. Will it be easier to get the other one? No, I don't think so. Hold on. Might be easier for me to get this one first. Gonna put this on my Jane, bro. You got a Jane? You got a Jane? Oh, that's has a magnet on it. Never mind. So I can just take it off. So this one has a little pogo pin. So actually, I can just install it first. Install this one here. Is this one also pogo? Yeah, it's also pogo. So pogo pins. Okay, I did not realize it was pogo pins. So pogo pins. Okay, so it has pogo pins, so at least they can just stay installed, and then you can just make sure that they fit. And then for now, I'll just put the PCB down. It's look like, I'm not sure if it's currently on Bluetooth mode or whatever. It probably is. So maybe I need to just quickly take a look at the manual here. down over here. FN, Win Mac lighting test, FN, so Bluetooth, where's the USB mode? USB connection mode, FN plus space. Okay. Let's plug it in first though. Okay, I see it lighting up. I'll just grab a test switch. See if this actually works. Oh, that actually does work. But is it? Is that right? Yeah, it does. Okay. So now how does this work? How do I wind it? It's the real question. I see some screws on the side, but I'm not sure if I should be undoing those. Like, I think that's just for the cover. Oh wait, that's too big. P8. Do I even have the right screwdriver for this? That's too big. I'm not sure if I have the screwdriver for this one actually, but they didn't provide it for this, so I'm assuming we will not have it, or I won't need to open it. Let's see. Time to sleep. Enjoy the stream, everyone. Saludos, Dio. Que tengas buena semana. Igualmente. Muchas gracias y buenas noches. Yeah, this one is the T6, so I don't think I can open this one, or I'm not meant to. So I'm not sure how to make this one work yet. Let me see if the manual says anything about it. Sleep time switch. So this is all for operation of the keyboard itself. See if this says anything. Bluetooth 2.4G. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I don't have any operation instructions for the knob thingy. So for now, I'm gonna assume they'll provide that info. Do you have any Wuque Studio keycap sets for a full Wuque build? I do have. Was it? I think I have this set. Kraken, I think it was. think it was this one. It actually kind of works for this build. All right, let us work on the build itself for now. Let's get my Is the tourbillon real on the knob? Yeah, I don't know how to make it work, but I just asked Wuque. I just sent him a question. So if there is a way to operate it, I'll let you know. I'm hopeful that I can get a response just because it's a favorable time for Asia, but you know, it's hard to be sure if that's gonna work out or not. So, but yeah. All right, let's tune these stabs. These are lightly looped, but I'll probably just loop them to the standard way I prefer. Okay. LFK, hello. How's it going? This board is crazy. So Chinese. It definitely is very like extravagant. I feel like that's the only way to put it. This is it. It's very out there. Board is very counter. Yeah, the board will become the counter. I kind of hate the mammoth engraving on the arrow cluster. That's fair. Is it like... I guess it kind of looks shiny, you know? Because it's like reflective. So, I guess... I feel like it's very... It can stand out a little much. Right? And also, I guess, in terms of amount of detail, some might argue that it's not detailed enough, like not sophisticated, relatively speaking, for like compared to the rest of the design. But I do feel like the whole board itself is kind of like very out there, very extra, like has everything on it, you know. For me, it's definitely like a lot. I mean, first of all, like, you know, the knob, you know, the mechanical part, you know, it's already like, whoa. And then there's like, obviously the whole, you know, the sheer size of the board is humongous. Oh, this one's like looped a little bit more heavily. But I'm just gonna put enough on the wire just so it doesn't rattle. Classic custom. There definitely are a lot of boards out there. I feel like if anything, it's like scratching the surface, right? There's some boards that are like super, way extravagant. Engravings, weights, and then you have like layouts that are like non-standard-ish. Knobs, other features. But yeah, I think it was it Patty's stream? We were talking about like people, like she was like talking about like people's preferences in the community, and so I do feel like in the Western, like in the Western enthusiast scene, in general at least, there definitely is a pretty strong bias towards like clean and elegant type of deal. All right. And it doesn't mean like necessarily like high end when people call it that. And yeah, but like I do feel like there is a bit more emphasis for like clean and elegant, simple, clean and elegant look, feel in the Western like keyboard world. Obviously, you know, word or like rather preferences like this could sort of travel too, because this, you know, this hobby is like super interconnected. But yeah. He says having a black brick as a keyboard. I mean, I'm in the Western keyboard world. Like it is literally my preference. Yes, quite literally. I was literally born and raised in all like Western world in general. I've only lived in North America basically my entire life. If they made a celestial themed version of this board, that would be perfect for the gaudiness. If they made it like celestial, but you know, like those like white and gold sort of like, what is that, like, what do they call that? There's like a name for the aesthetic, like the sky forged type of aesthetic, like the white gold sort of like fully engraved, like a very like heavily ornamented, like, you know, like you've seen, like you see this like in some textiles, like in like pottery and stuff like that. That aesthetic could look kind of cool. Like if it just like goes full on like shiny and sparkly type of deal. All right. I don't know. It could be interesting, I think. I love Patty. She's so wholesome. Oh, she's great. Patty is great. If you haven't stopped for one of Patty's streams, it's great. She's awesome. She puts in a lot of work, and you know, she's been in the scene long enough to have sort of like seen in a ton of things as well. He's just trying to convert us. Y'all have like the same taste as me. What are you even talking about? Which is ironic that Jackie design is Chinese. All Jackie designs are super clean and minimal. They might be clean and minimal on the like exterior side in terms of like the, you know, like no engravings relatively speaking and all that, but like the case itself is not, you can't call it minimal, can you? Like S7 elephant type of deal, you know? Like you can't call any of those big ass boards minimal. Right? Like they're enormous. When do you decide to switch out a board, by the way? Whenever I feel like it. There's no like rule. There's no steadfast rule. It's like I'm just like, time's up, I'm switching. There's no like, oh, I'm going to be specifically switching out for this board. I almost like just kind of go random / what I'm feeling like. I'm like, oh, maybe today I'm feeling like a small board, or I'm working more with, I need a little bit more real estate on the desk, so I just go with like a 60%. Some other days it's a TKL, or some other days it's like, oh, black, or like blue, or like red, or whatever, you know? Like, kind of depends. Yeah, and or like, you know, switch dependent too. Like sometimes I just feel like typing on a certain switch. But yeah, I don't really have like a very rigorous system for it. Just go by feel. I mean, I feel like that way it's the most enjoyable, right? Because that means you're just enjoying the boards for whenever you want to use them. instead of forcing it to a particular system. She does every plate and foam configuration. It's insane. That is true. That is true. Patty does all the work. She does like she's very thorough when reviewing showcasing boards, which is really nice for people watching. It's great. Or for people doing like, you know, market research, so to speak, finding out what they want to try or order. It is very nice. It's a lot of work. In terms of design versus Wuque, yeah, that's fair. Customs are the original box and wedges after all. That is true. What's my top 3 switches? Oh, I think ads just hit, but I'll wait until the ads are over, unless you're here with, unless you're not affected by ads. But I can wait until the ads are over. It's like 30 seconds or whatever. It's actually been a while since I've tried this cork thing, so I kind of want to try it out. I'm not sure if I want to... Do I do this and... Do I do both this and the cork foam? Or do I just do the plate only? What do you guys think? Okay, so Will... Oto or Wandoto asks, what's my top 3 favorite switches? I think I was asked this question on the last stream, right? I did mention that for Cherry MX, I like MX Blocks and MX Browns. Obviously, both of them have to be spring swabbed, lubed, and filmed. No exceptions. I do not do stock Cherry MX, period. It's unbearable. It sucks. For Cherry MX at least. For other stuff, I can tell you some of my favorites. Like for Alps, I like oranges for tactiles, blues for clickies. Topre, I like Topre 45 gram pretty much exclusively. I like other things, but Topre 45 gram is my go-to. 55 BK, other stuff is nice, but not something I daily. And I like buckling spring and beam spring, but they're loud, so I don't use them much. Yeah. I'd rather pay $950 for an Elephant S7 than $1,000 plus for this board, but that's just me. That's fair. I think I might be in that camp too, because this one has a lot going on, and I personally prefer like the cleaner look. But you know, personal things. I say only the plate cork. That sounds like a good idea. I do feel like the sheets tend to mask away a lot, right? So I think maybe just the plate cork thingy. Yes, sir. Buckling spring mentioned. Buckling spring is great. If you haven't tried buckling spring, I think it's just unique enough that it's worth trying. So I personally always kind of suggest. Is there any difference with MX2A other than spring and pre-loop? Am I psychotic looking for MX1A only? That's pretty much the only difference, yeah. Right? If I recall. Oh, that's right. They're polished too, the stems. They're like smoother. That is right. The stems are smoother. Interesting. Stab on the right shift. But then if I split it, then I get the FN here, right? And I still get arrow keys. I'll just do full right shift then. I think full right shift looks probably okay on this. Just because I have the way this bottomer looks. It's like longer. So I think it's fine. I found them a lot on my recycling center job. Can't take them at home though, which is sad. That's fine. Like Model M's are not expensive. Also, Mochin, hello. Good to see you. I remember using my mom's bulk and spring IBM that she used when I visited her office at a long distance company back in the day. Smoother, quote unquote, kappa. TBH, I don't know. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, you're buying Cherry not for smoothness, right? You're buying Cherry because you like the way it sounds and feels. Well, after you do all the mods. But, you know. Oops. Okay, these stabs keep moving when I'll do one by one. I just want to stock up before they switch to China. I thought they already switched. Didn't they just switch fully? Pretty much. I need an elitist takes on MX2A. Oh, I like MX2A a lot. I don't know about other people, but I personally buy MX2A and mod them the same way I mod all my switches, and they're great. So I personally have zero qualms with MX2A. No issues myself. That's my quote-unquote elitist take on MX2A. I personally like them. I would probably buy MX... Like, if I have to buy between MX1A and MX2A, MX2A is totally fine. They're smoother, they're nice, they're easy. I'll just get the MX2A, it's fine. I don't need to look for MX1A or, you know... Yeah, MX1A. Just because. The Geon 450 batch of cherries a godsend? Yes, I got a bunch of... I had to replenish on my MX Brown, so I got one of those. Vints are overrated. Yeah, I mean, I think now with MX2A, for example, being pretty smooth from out of the box, right? I personally think looking specifically for vintage MX Blacks is frankly a waste of time and money. Frankly, like, if you want to do it for the clout, or if you just specifically want that build with them, like, go ahead. But, like, honestly, you do not need to get vintage MX blocks. You just, like, it's definitely needlessly expensive. The variability is a big minus to them, like the fact that it can vary in quality. You can get duds, you can get bad leaves, you can get all sorts of issues, essentially, potential issues, because you just don't know. It's a black box, right? Like every time you get them, you don't know what, you need to know the condition of where it came from, and how that goes also varies, and they're exposed to the elements, and there's all sorts of considerations to have. So personally, not worth it. I would say if it's an easy purchase, okay, you can try it once. Why not? Like, no issues. But if you are debating between vintage MX wax and regular ones that are out there now, I think it's a waste of time and energy to specifically look for vintage. Yeah. I would rather harvest switches from gamer boards most times. Yeah, I actually think I would agree with that a little bit more, in the sense that, like, at least those probably have heavy use, or at least you can tell once you try them, and it's not like a very expensive endeavor. So, yeah. Hand broken in feels so nice. Yeah. Right. So it kind of works that way. Them Corsairs and Duckies, yeah, and Cooler Masters and whatever, Philcos, I guess. Logitech Browns, yeah, that works. Okay. So I had gotten these switches a while back, these Arowanas. I heard good things about them before. I remember trying their Morandis, I think it was, and those were nice. A bit more like heavily lubed, if I recall correctly. I think these are lightly lubed, relatively speaking. Long pole linears. I don't do many builds with long poles, so I figured why not. And I have these, so 200 hours of monkey type results in the best feeling switches. Because of toxic chat, I get it. If you want them super hand broken. League players. I see. Do you like HE PCBs and switches? I haven't tried enough for me to like have a solid like preference on them. I've tried like the Wuques, right? And I haven't really tried more than that. Like I've heard people talk about like, what is that? Gateron Raw, or what is that called? Is that the right one? Gateron Raw, the HE ones. I've heard good things like about like some of the newer switches and stuff and newer like choices, but I haven't really tried them, so I don't really have an opinion. I personally don't really care for Hall effect in the sense that like I am not looking for like improved gaming experience from using Hall effect. Like I personally don't really care for it because it's not like I'm playing competitive gaming. So I really don't care. I actually don't care at all. So I'm not the market like target audience for it. That's it. I'll try it out if it's like handed to me, but otherwise I personally wouldn't really be like out there to buy any. Gian Raw. Okay, no, not Gadron. Gian, thank you. Yeah, but yeah, so like you know, it's cool. I think the development of Hall effect stuff is great. It's awesome, you know, like it's nice. You can customize all that stuff, but I don't really care for it myself. Is this hot swap PCB? Yeah, this is a hot swap PCB. Oh, pretty nice stab. Okay. Okay. It's Vintage Tech Reborn, which is super cool. Yes, I actually think that's the more interesting part about Hall effect. The fact that Hall effect exists, you know, the Hall effect in general. So Hall effect, for those who don't know, it's a concept in electromagnetism, electricity and magnetism. And you actually see it when you first study magnetic fields in general physics class or your high school physics class, maybe some people don't. But if you get exposed to, you know, like electricity and magnetism in physics class, you talk about the Hall effect. It has to do with magnetic fields, right? And so the tech for the Hall effect existed in you know, like in keyboards long time ago, and then, you know, it kind of never really happened past that. And so to see it in like in this current modern form as it is now is honestly super cool. As I guess I'm just nerding out on it in the sense that I'm a science person, but I think it's super cool. Modern HG is a sham, sounds bad, feels bad, and the only benefit is slightly gaming performance boost that average people won't even notice. Right, so that's personally why I don't care about it. I don't really think I like the options out there for it, and the performance boost, so to speak, for me, it's essentially completely pointless. Sounds nice. So yeah, I personally am not the audience for Hall effect, but it's nice to see it develop. If there's an audience for it and people get what they want as time goes by, that's good for them. So I think all the more power to the people, so to speak, for it existing. So yeah. That's just my take on it. It's like good for people to have it, you know, if they want it. So yeah. Are those Garon type R's? No, these are red Arowanas from Wuque. They even said HE's obsolete now. There's a new magnetic tech. Oh really? That's cool. Had me fooled. Yeah, that's fair. Type R's are the tactiles one, the tactile Gadrons, right? So, but yeah, they all have the full red housing. So yeah, I don't blame you. Now, what do we do to make beam springs mainstream again? So I know that Ellipse, the guy behind brand new Model keyboards, Model F keyboards, has done some of the work on the beam spring modules, but I do think they can be improved for sure, like in many ways. But that said, you know, recreating beam string modules in its own way, it's challenging. And then you also have to kind of factor in the fact, you know, the you know, like making an enclosure or like a keyboard, you know, kit for it. So that can be a bit of a pain too. So Ellipse needs to start pitching beam springs to big companies as a way to increase productivity. Yeah, I mean, could be somebody else too, though. I do feel like in the vintage community, at least, I know for a fact that some people in the vintage community don't love what Ellipse does. Like, I think it's like it's a valiant effort, and it's certainly a good start. But I would say there are probably people in the vintage community who might argue that it needs polishing up, like refinement. That said, I think Ellipse's first efforts, I've seen it at like meetups and other places, like it's good, but it certainly needs work on, like, for example, like the case design stuff is something that that's not his forte at all. And so that needs work. So, you know, that kind of stuff, obviously, the more people work on projects like it, the more, you know, the better it's gonna get. So it just needs time. Can you say that again about who is doing the beam springs? There are several efforts out there, but I would say one of the ones that have sort of been close to like the commercial scene is going to be Ellipse. Ellipse, Ellipse. He is the guy behind New Model F keyboards, or I forget what his website exactly is, but just look for New Model F keyboards, and he'll also has like stuff around beam spring stuff. But again, as I said, there are people in the vintage community scene who don't necessarily agree with his practices, as well as at least personally, I also think that, you know, it does need some work in terms of quality, refinement, and among other things. Like, it's a good start, but definitely could see improvement with more people, you know, developing the work. So, but I think you know, Ellipse is passionate, so he kind of like started on that. But there's been other people who have also worked on this. You could try asking in like Admiral Shark's IBM Discord, or even like just contact him directly. You could ask him about stuff. He's the IBM expert. You could also ask people around in the Keyboard Institute Discord, Keyboard Institute, KBI. They also do vintage related stuff. They also document and talk a lot about vintage stuff, so they could also be pretty helpful. Kind of like how October markets their stuff, yeah. Okay, I think got enough switches on these. Okay. Now let's see here. Mounting, there is top mounting and silica gel particle mounting style, so gasket mount. Okay, cool. We can try either or. Maybe I can try top mount. Don't mind whichever way. But maybe top mount sounds kind of, could be nice. I still haven't figured out how to do how to work the knob part yet. So if I hear back from Wuque on that specifically, I'll definitely let you guys know. It would be cool to see it work. I'm not sure how though yet. Oh wait, let me remove these gaskets. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay. So it looks like for top mount, there are these little circular, it's basically little, kind of like little O-rings almost. These stick on the plate basically also to provide, it's kind of like burger mount, I guess what people call it, or isolated top. So also people will call it that, I think. Different names for it, but you can just tack these onto the plate. So just gonna do that. These guys over here, these black ones. And then place our plate. Just make sure it lines up. Switch is getting stuck here. Oops. Make sure this is out. Okay. And mount it in. Can't grab it. Just got stuck on the side. Oops. Keep missing. Let's see, should we maybe not do the spacebar one? Kind of, a lot of people tend to prefer that, so maybe I'll avoid the spacebar mounting position. Just leave the little gasket to do its job there. Mount the rest. So mounting wise, basically 4 at the top and 3 at the bottom. Kind of avoiding, actually yeah, avoiding the space bar pretty much. That's top mounted right now. Okay. Okay, now let's put it on the case. So there's this sheet also. This is just to prevent, I'm assuming to prevent shorting if like you have a very like flexy type of build. So we can just leave that as is. And then I'll make sure that this lines up with the polka pin connectors. Nice, that was easy. And just make sure it lines up here. My hands are a little greasy, so the top is like wipe it down. Put this on the side. Get my extra screws here for the top piece and start bolting them down. I still don't know how to make this movement thing work, so but yeah, I definitely will have to consult Wuque and I'll let you guys know. I just didn't get like a specific manual for it, so don't know yet how it's supposed to work. Okay. Whoops. Interesting build today, yeah. Pretty interesting. Also quite expensive in terms of what the board is actually going to be priced at. But nonetheless interesting. I'm always for trying new things anyway. I mean, fortunately, obviously, I'm not the one spending the money here, but yeah. Okay, let's unplug that for a sec. I'll just make sure that this plugs in and works. Oopsie, I accidentally took off the bump-ons. The bump-ons are friction fit on the bottom case. They just came off probably because the case is so heavy. Need to just make sure it fits. Okay. Okay. It's like between 700 and something and like 1100. Yeah, super expensive. Pretty surprising, frankly. Okay, so I don't know how this is supposed to be wound, but for now, you know, I can see that it works like a volume knob. But I don't know how to make the specific movement of this work. It supposedly is an actual movement, but I just don't know how to wind it yet. We'll have to take a look at some point. All right, let me just make sure that this is working. I'm sure it's engineered in such a way where it's supposed to work. I just don't know how right now. Okay, cool. So I think everything's working, which is good. All right, what keycap set should we put on this, guys? What are you guys feeling like? I don't have Stargaze. Keep going, keep going. Winkler, I do have Winkler. I can just take it off from the Beetle that it was on. I mean, I can suggest a few things, right? Let's see, bluish sets that could work. Or, you know, you can suggest like neutrals too. So there's like, for neutrals, I have like beige stuff, blue alert, that kind of stuff. And then for, you know, like colored ones, like I have like Nautilus. I'll have, well, actually Nautilus is in the board, so never mind, not Nautilus. I have like Skymoto. That's like more on the neutral side. I have like Rudy. I have Henry. What's Henry? A dark or gray mono set? I mean, I could do Wob. Gray mono. I have sixes. I have Boneyard, but the problem with Boneyard is currently split up. It's like in different places, so it's kind of a pain for me to get to right now. Cream cheese and green. Wow. GMK Samurai. I have red Samurai, but not blue. Honor Dark I don't have. Let's see what else. I have like Penumbra, like Solarized Penumbra, I think, if it's not on the keyboard right now. What else? Hold on, where's my key set list here? Future Funk I do have as well. All right, maybe I'll do a quick vote on these. So let me look at some of the options here. Key set. So there is Wob if you want something classic. I'm gonna ignore the ones that I don't have. I don't have Blue Samurai. I don't have Rainy Day. No Abstract. I'm sorry. I do have Future Funk. I have, like, if you want like other bluish sets, I have Rudy. Winkler, someone suggested. Winkler. And let me add one more. Let me see here. Where is... Right. Taking a look here. Foundation. Birch. Fuji. What the heck is a Winkler? Oh, it's a key set. It's a key set that was done by GMK with collaboration with this brewery in Germany. And Novelty sold that set. It's like beige base with dark blue legends. Let's do a fun, maybe like a fun set. I think maybe like panels could be kind of fun on like a dark blue. but I don't know. Maybe you guys are not feeling that. Would panels be kind of weird? Oh, I thought it was named after the actor. Maybe I'll put those up for the vote here. Watt, Future Funk, Rudy, Winkler, panels. You guys can go ahead and do a vote. Oh, people really want Winkler. Whoa, kind of surprising. I don't have Jimkin Norris either. A lot of suggestions that I actually don't have. Kind of surprising. I have like Dracula, for example. What else do I have? Alter. I'm trying to like name sets that are like bluish, or even like purple is fine. Like adjacent. Purplish. Hammerhead. Panel's getting a lot of votes on this actually right now. This could be a fun set. Panels on Navy slaps? Yeah, I think I know that. I know that panels on Navy is pretty good. So I'm into that idea. I'll let people vote it out though. It would not let me spend 777 points to lock in Winkler. Oh, did I lock it before? I might have not unlocked it before the stream started. My apologies. All right, panels it is. All right, let's do panels. It's been a minute since I've done panels on anything, so it'll look good, I think. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's try this out. So we got GMK panels. I just need to look at some of the compatibility stuff here. Oh. Okay, all right, let's see. here. So backspace. Do the overhead instead. Okay. Is this side all blue? Yes, it's blue and yellow on this side. Okay. I do wonder what panels is gonna end up looking like on this, because it's 75% with somewhat different clustering compared to the usual. It's starting to look pretty good. It's nice that the Afro has clustered, separated clusters rather. Not FN, I guess. Control. Control is good here. And then we can do nav cluster here. That is, I guess the rows will be slightly off, huh? First. I'll do insert delete instead. Insert delete page up, page down. Then maybe we can do some resin on there. So for panels, it's a yellow escape and F13. Okay. Maybe I have something bright color right now. Let's see. Sort of like let's see. That would fit that. Maybe yellow, yellow. Oh, perfect. Maybe I'll do this egg face here. And maybe I'll do this guy, this GSK cap over here. Needs 7 U space and definitely not those keycaps. You don't like panels? Panels is a pretty fun set. But I guess some people don't like it, so I get it. I understand. The nav cluster is not aligned to the other rows. This is the board that keeps on giving. Yeah, this is, it would need, sorry. I accidentally pressed the page down key. But it would need R2 and R3 keys for the, for this side. I guess you would be able to accomplish that with a page up, page down, but for insert delete, or rather these two, it could be like minus plus, I guess. Like you can technically do it with the numpad keys. Like if I really want to be row, like if I want to adjust it to match the rows, I can technically do it. I can just do the minus plus keys. Are they even here? Yeah, they're here. Like this would match minus plus, and you know, page up, page down, or something like that. It said it would need and fade it to black. Like the next episode is gonna be tomorrow. Yes, find out on the next episode of, you know, Dragon Ball Z or whatever. This could be done if we want to actually have the correct row profiles. We could just do that. Actually, that would work. We could do that instead. Maybe I'll do it just so that we actually have the correct rows, because why not? Question is, where do I want to put the minus plus, on the outside or on the inside? I feel like on the inside, to go with the icons of the left side there. Or just put resin on this. I could do that too. I think it looks clean like this. I think it looks nicer like this. Could be just be resin though, yes. I do tend to think that resin is better with like to be used fairly sparingly. Like 2, 3, maybe like 3 clusters on TKLs is nice. But yeah. Okay, this is like super heavy. So one thing I will say, this board is one of those boards that just does not move from the desk easily. So I'm like sliding it carefully. I'll put this away for a second. Okay. Should bring this to work? No. It's so extra. It's gonna grab so much attention. I would rather not bring attention. Looks like a Volkswagen Golf. Well, if you don't know about panels, it is actually drawn influence from the Harlequin Volkswagen. Tanky build, yeah. All right, let's try this out, shall we? Oops. All right. I don't know why my macros on the Stream Deck started making things different the way I set it up. I set it up so that this was a specific size, but now it doesn't do that. So silly. All right. So that's what it looks like from this angle. If you want to see it from this angle. Might be a little too close, actually, right? Like there. It's a chunky boy for real. Okay, let me set up the mic over here. Oh, sorry. Okay, I think that's good, right? Okay. Wear the knob on your wrist to a dinner party. I mean, I think size-wise, I feel like it's too big for my wrist. My wrist is not that big, so this would look absurd. Yeah. All right. From this angle, it looks a little grayish blue. Yeah, it has a little bit of like it's really more like navy, right? But from certain angles, it does a little bit more like blue grayish. But I would say it's closer, more so to navy than anything else. It's more of like a dark blue. They call it like midnight blue, I guess. But yeah. The green colorway is the only nice part of the set. You mean the little teal portions, turquoise, I guess. No P. Yeah. So this has, I guess, case foam, and cork plate foam. Yeah. All right, let's try this out, shall we? All right. Okay, let's try this out. Might have bent a few pins, but I'm not sure. I'll probably make some typos. All right, let's try this out though. So we have red Arowana long pole linears from Wuque Studio. And these are currently built on a FR4 plate. The PCB I think is a 1.2 millimeter PCB with flex cuts actually, but it does have case foam underneath and cork based plate foam. So let's give it a try. All right, here you go. Oops. What the? Let me try this again. What's going on? I'm like, am I shorting? Oh, what the? Oh, I see. This is rubbing. One sec. Maybe I'll switch this to a regular caps. don't know why it's like. Drop the switch. Okay, sorry about that. I'm gonna switch that to a regular control. Just why. Okay. All right, let me try again. All right, here we go. Red Arowanas on FR4. It does sound like a keyboard, alright. I feel like I need training to climb that front height. The front height is actually not tall. Not that tall. It's like, they say it's about like 19 millimeters, but it's 19, I would say, probably like at this point. This part here is like really, really short. So it's more like 19 around here, like where the keys start. So the front is pretty low. It doesn't sound like a foamed up build. Yeah, that part is nice. I think I did find that with the cork. I think I used it on like a, might have been like a, was it like a Zoom board or something? I remember trying cork before, but yeah, what's nice about it is that it doesn't make it sound like the typical like pour on or, you know, like full foam build. So that part is nice. 0 millimeter front height. It's an optical illusion. Right. But yeah. Okay. Let's try the mods. So here are the modifiers. In terms of sound, it actually sounds really crisp. Like, it sounds clean. No undesirable resonance. Obviously, we do have a tiny bit of case foam in there, but like it generally sounds like a not foamed up build and pretty clean. So it sounds pretty good. What's the weight of this? I can measure it. So give me a sec. And yes, I mean it is currently on top mount, by the way. So give me a sec. Oopsie. Sorry, toppled over the case. But, so here's my scale. We can measure the weight on this. right, so 0 pounds. So in terms of freedom units, it weighs 12 pounds and 7.3 ounces. In grams, or kilograms, is 5.6 kilos. That's pretty heavy. 5.6 kilos for this particular unit. 5.65. Yeah. It's very heavy. Bit difficult to grab from the sides, to be very honest with you. Like, this board is basically not meant to be moved, essentially, is kind of the feel you get. It's super heavy. Yeah. Glare TKL tier, yeah, it's very, very heavy. So yeah. Let's see. No Prussian blue. I do have Prussian blue. Oh, forgot about Prussian blue, but I do have Prussian blue. Yes. I do not have think caps, but yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Probably as a Zoom 75 Tiger. I think that's probably right. Does the wheel do anything? From what I can read on the brief that they provided, it's supposed to be able to be wound, but I don't really know yet how to do it. I did not get like a specific way to do it. I didn't see like easy access to the wheel, so I couldn't do it. But I'm assuming there is a way. I just didn't get like a specific instruction for it. But once I find out from Wuque Studio, I'll definitely show it at some point. Today we're just doing like the build itself. Wound, sorry, like sound. Yes, my bad. Did they only give you permission for the one config? Feeling like it's not getting the chance to shine with FR4 or with Arowanas. Unfortunately, for the plate, I only got the FR4 plate. This was the only plate I got for the board. If you want to hear different switches, I can definitely swap them out. Like, that's not hard. It's a hot swap build. It's pretty easy. So, I can swap out the switches, and we can try like MX Browns, Gatorons, MX Blacks, you name it. I don't have a bunch of like HMX and stuff because I don't really buy long poles, but I think I have like some macchiatos, I think, around. Maybe not a long pole. I could do that, yeah. Maybe like Nixies, Gat X, maybe. Could do like Gat X. Or something like that. Good night, bro, from tropical Vietnam. Oh, good night. Yeah, I could try that. So should we do that? That's wild to send only FR4 for a review plate for such a premium price board. It's what I got. There's a chance other people got other reviewers, I imagine, got like other configurations. So I would probably check out other people's reviews as they come out, but I believe I'm the first right now to be building this. I imagine other people will be doing this in coming weeks, as the schedule for their release is supposed to be around mid-December. So yeah. How do you like Nixies compared to MX Blacks? Nixies compared to MX Blacks, I like them a lot. Nixies. Personally, I really like their aesthetic. They do have a more muted, what is that? Upstroke sound. Downstroke is pretty much the same. Upstroke, it's a bit more muted because of the top housing difference, like the milky tops. So if you're sensitive to it, it might feel different, like sound-wise, but otherwise, for all intents and purposes, Nixies are effectively like MX Blacks. But again, it depends on how sensitive you are to the upstroke sound. The upstroke sound is a bit more blunted, more muted on Nixies. Don't get me wrong, I love a long pole, but I'm primarily a Mimics Black or 4mm user. I mean, if you're telling me that, most of my builds are MX Blacks and 4mm switches. Like, that's also my preference, so I totally get it. It is indeed also my preference, so I don't disagree with you. I'll usually be using MX Blacks, MX Browns, MX Clears, Gateron Milky Top Yellows, or Gatex. Sometimes I'll use like inks, or like sometimes I'll pick up like JWK, like OP Blacks, Alpacas, like switches like that. Sometimes I'll pick up creams. Can be pretty nice depending on the build. There's obviously more recent switches that also are 4mm and are pretty good. Like I recently built Lamps Spider with Konsus, and that was really nice. Those kind of sounded like Kale Creams without the sort of like stock like scratchiness sort of to them. So yeah. And if you were stuck in ads and I said all that, I apologize. We can try a different switch. Would you be down for... Should I pick up some MX Blacks, or should I pick up some, or would you rather do like Gat Milky, like Gat Yellows or something like that? Still don't understand why there's a timepiece on the wheel. Technically, it doesn't even have, it doesn't have hands. It actually does not have hands, if you look closely. So if you look on it, it actually does not have hands. It does not keep time. Does it work though? As far as I'm aware from the brief, it says you can wind it, but I am unsure how. That's the only thing. I was not told exactly how to do it. So at the moment I can't demo it pretty much. All right, so you guys want to hear MX Blacks then? Blacks, but 3-pin Blacks plate mounts. I don't think I have any 3-pins right now. Sorry to say. I'm pretty sure my MX Blacks are MX2A or something similar. I could do something like that though. I can do MX Blacks, but I don't think they'll be 3-pin. Also, why 3-pin? 5-pins, like, if I had a choice between 3-pin and 5-pin, I would always get 5-pin. Why would I get 3-pin? 3-pin Blacks are better than 5-pin. I will call cap. Like, I would not get 3-pin. I'm sorry. I think 3-pin for almost every purpose is worse than 5-pin in my opinion. Especially if, I mean, you can't, first of all, you can't do half plates with 3-pin. I mean, you can. It takes a lot more work. And also 5-pin is just more prevalent for non-like Vins, for example. There have been some watch-related things creeping into the keyboard hobby. I feel like watch-related things have been around for a while, though. Time 80. Like the first Time TKL was like a watch-themed thing. Obviously, recently there's been more of that, like with the... Was that Sneakbox? Sneakbox's, the keycap, the 1U keycap. I know there was like a Hebe cap that was sort of like watch themed, but obviously it was just a novelty. But I feel like watch people and keyboards have been a thing for a long time. I'm not sure if you guys remember, there was a guy who used to collect like duck, like like Korean custom keyboards a lot. And his name was, I think it was like Citizen Voyager. He actually he and I chatted recently, like not recently, it was like maybe like a year or two ago. I think it was like on a little podcast for him. But he used to be in the keyboard hobby, and he was really big into watches. He does like he actually has a podcast, I think, called the Deep Track podcast on, I mean, primarily watches, but he was also a keyboard enthusiast. And you know, talking to him, I was like, it's people and into watches and into keyboards are very much an overlapping audience. But yeah. Five pin just strictly better if because 3-pin is vintage is just copium. I agree 100%. Like, just because 3-pins, rather like Wise 3-pins come in like for vintage blocks and stuff, does not make them strictly better than the 5-pin for almost no reason, I think. Yeah. Same with, like, you know, people into audio, cameras, cars. No, I mean, not all 3-pins are vintage, yeah. But if you had a choice between 3-pin and 5-pin, I personally see no reason to buy 3-pin. I mean, if you like them, then that's great. Other people, most people, I think, like 5-pin. So if you like 3-pin more, then more power to you, and you'll be able to easily get 3-pin switches, right? Okay, so you guys wanted MX Blacks, right? So let me get some MX Blacks. I'll be right back. So I'm back. So I don't have like specifically MX Blacks, but I have MX Oranges on this Neo 80 CU that I built a while back. So in my opinion, they're basically the same, 3 colors. So I will use these MX Oranges because they're right here. So we can move them from here over there. Is that okay? Let me remove switches. Alright, let's do that. If only panels had text plus mods. Oh, icon plus text? Is that what you were saying? Who knows? Maybe if Bub runs a an R2 of panels, maybe we'll have text plus icon. Like just like Mictlan just did that, right? We had papel picado with text plus icon mods. Or hey, Blue Alert did that too. Technically, although I didn't run Blue Alert R1, I did Blue Alert R2 because I wanted text plus icon mods and R5. So
But yeah.
I mixed with China.
It was good while it lasted. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not that. I'm not feeling the doom over it, because if anything, I feel like China probably has better production capabilities. So I think the whole idea around Cherry moving to China, it can be misconstrued. Or, you know, wherever they're moving from.
That's like Sennheiser and any other company made in but
Assembled in China. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not really that worried, personally. Also, I mean, if you're really looking for switches, it's not like it's that hard to find switches from previous batches out there. It's not like there aren't literally tens of thousands of already made switches out there that you could get, you know, but, you know. We're finally gonna get good springs from Cherry. That's a good one. Maybe we will, yes. I think for a 75, I should have, maybe it's most of them actually. Yeah, I don't know. Let's admit it. China, in terms of production, has the best in the world. Like, you know, because literally every company makes all their stuff there. And yeah, reality. That's just how it is. Alright, I think that might be enough. So let's try these MX oranges. Have you built a glare TKL on stream? I don't think I have, actually. I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think I have. I built an 822 or 722, my bad, the F1, but I've never built a glare. If Cherry moved to Vietnam or something, I'll be concerned by then. Give me Japanese springs. Just, I mean, you're gonna open up your switches anyway. Just, you're gonna go through trouble anyway, so. This way? Yeah. Oops. Not a TKL person, but I'm also waiting for the Glare TKL R2. Oh yeah? What's your favorite layout, Conan? are you a 65 user primarily, or something? Or are you like a small layout, small form factor, 60s, or even under? $65 is my favorite. I would say 65 is, I feel like it's most commonly people's favorite. Good balance between small form factor, smaller, you know, compared to like if you're coming from a full size or a TKL even. Smaller than that, but still keeping like arrow keys and dedicated arrow keys and things like that. F-row is pretty easy because it's just FN and then the num-row. You're not losing much, so I tend to think 65 would probably be a lot of people's common choice for favorite layout. 60s take some getting used to because of the function stuff and lack of arrow keys and whatnot, people will argue. Just wanted to confirm, was told that putting switches while mounted on the board like that would be bad for the hot swap socket. Is that true or a myth? It depends. Well, like it really depends. One key thing about hot swap sockets is, yes, it is the most ideal way for you to do it is to support the PCB from the back, right? From the bottom. The reason I am doing it like this pretty easily and, you know, like I opt for this is because right now the PCB and the plate are bound to each other through the with the little standoffs that are between the PCB and the plate, right? So they are essentially fixed at the same distance, so I don't risk like pushing through a socket as easily. Not to mention also the plate is also top mounted, so it's like you have a top mounted configuration and the plate and the PCB are exactly the same distance throughout, you know, the thing, because we have the standoffs already in place, so it's a lot easier to put the switches in like this. I also will you know, if I encounter any kind of resistance, I'll stop. I won't push through. Like, I think a lot of the things with hot swap sockets is that people tend to be like, you know, they're putting switches in and they'll like apply a ton of force downward, but then they don't realize that there was resistance to begin with on the switch pins, and they don't stop themselves and they push through. It pretty much it rips the hot swap socket from the pad, and you know, that's it. You gotta replace it, you gotta do a bridge, whatever it is, but you know, you can rip hot swap sockets like that. But like, realizing that there can be resistance is important, but as soon as I encounter it, I stop myself. For like right now, this one is slightly resistant, so I'm just checking that my switch is fully closed. I'm checking that my pins are aligned, and then I'm like wiggling, and then you know, if you wiggle your switch a little bit, the pins go right in, so it's a lot easier. But you know, you do it enough times and you realize that the switches should go in fairly easily if the switch pins are lined up to the socket. So it depends, yeah. You kind of just have to play by ear. But yeah. But yeah, in this case it's a little easier because it's already like well supported from underneath, and the PCB and plate are essentially fixed in place. But if they weren't, and I felt a lot of like mobility on it and whatnot, then I would take it apart and you know, put support it from the bottom. So Diego, when will 2025 recap stream? What would that involve, Shones? Maybe I'll do something like that, but I don't know how to or what it would involve, like recap of stuff that I did during that year, or like what does that mean? Oops, sorry, dropped the. Okay, all right. Is Alex gonna build this? Hopefully with no foams or cork with an alloy plate. It has potential. I don't know. Maybe, probably. Alex builds almost everything these days, right? So most likely. I don't know. I don't represent Wuque Studio, so can't tell you if Alex is gonna build it or not. But I'm gonna assume yes. Diego, unlock the key set reward. Wait, why? Am I using a different set? I can't just be lazy and put the same one on. You guys are gonna go make me look for a different one. Prussian blue this time. All right, I can do Prussian blue. I'll do Prussian blue. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. I'm back with Prussian blue. It's all going to be okay. Let me just put some of this away. You guys didn't like my the panels pick. Actually, technically I didn't pick it. Y'all picked it. People picked it. I didn't pick panels. I put it to a vote. I forgot that actually no one even suggested Prussian blue the first time I was voting for this. So you guys can't blame me for this. I asked if you guys wanted specific things. I mentioned a bunch of sets, but no one suggested Prussian blue, so I forgot about Prussian blue for a second. All right, let's put this on. Is this a Rama board? No. It's a Wuque Studio board. V N M, yeah. Do you buy the US base? What do you mean I bought the US base? For Prussian blue? Like, or are you asking me if I bought the German mods? I did not buy the German mods. They were a lot expensive. I was like, I'm okay with just having normal modifiers on this, so I did not buy the German mods. That said, they would look nice. I just kind of thought they were expensive, so I didn't buy it. US base as in US military base? Yes. Did someone not tell you that I am Commander-in-Chief, so I own all the base or belong to me? Do people even know that? Is that too old of a reference? Probably is. Probably is too old of a reference now. 1.5 U mods might be in there. It's below 32C, so it's cold. Wait, 32C? That's very hot. Yeah, all your base are belong to us. Yeah, I don't think, I think I separated the 1.5, I mean 1.25 U's over here. Prussian blue is a good pick on this because the blue actually matches like super well. Okay, I need other stuff. Yeah. Page down. Is page up here? Page up. And 625. Caps lock. Control. OS key. Another control key. Let's make the same, whatever. There's alt. And the other one. Okay. Put a resin and put another one over here. And this is my numpad. Yes, no. Wait, no. This is. Did Prussian blue have a numpad? Yes, it did. Okay. Matching rows. So minus. And where's the plus? It's gonna be a minute finding that. Is that a new ominous? I got it recently, yeah. It's like, I guess it's more it's from one of the, it was like a few sales back, technically. It's like, how many, like 4 or 5 sales back? But yeah, it's like newer, yeah. It's like newer-ish. It's like kind of like Metropolis colored. What the hell is that plus key, dude? Oh my god, okay. Can't find. So slow. Oh, here. Ta-da! I'm a big fan of the PVD polished bass with logo. Very nice and shame on the bass. Well, that's every time anything's on the bottom weight, people say this. Which, you know, it's just the way it goes. There's only so much real estate above the board. How do you do all that on top? I guess especially on layouts like this, but, you know, tough pick. Just type upside. Oh, of course. How did I not know that? How did I not guess that I could just type upside down? Yes, I can flip it over, but it looks like that. I'm holding it like this because it's really heavy. And I just don't want to put it upside down completely because it's so heavy to flip upside down. But I'll show it again. Don't worry. Did I plug this in properly? Yeah, there we go. Can you try an English 1K or 10K as well, please? Wow, a lot of demands today. But yes, I can. I certainly can. Let me pull up the monkey type thing. English 1K. How do you do that again? It's like English. No, where's the difficulty? Language. English 1K. There we go. Is that it? All right. Cool. Okay, let's give it a shot, shall we, my friends? You want to see it from this angle too? From this angle, it looks like that. As you can see, it's a nice match. It's actually a perfect match. Prussian blue is the set for this board, so it's a nice pick. All right, let's try it out. All right. So now we got, I'll give you the exact specs on this. Hold on. Where is my notes? Here. So these are Cherry MX Orange. These are Lube with Tribosis 32.4. 57 gram springs, and films, right? Such films, and you know, FR4. Okay, all right. Let's give it a try. Stop the music, and I don't think ads are running, right? Okay, cool. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, friends, here we go. MX Oranges on FR4. Okay. Here you go. Oops. Sounds better, but FR4 no me gusta. Yeah, it's a bit more muted. I think what I don't like about FR4 for full travel switches in particular is that it mutes the sound a lot. Like a lot of the charm of the downstroke sound of switches for full travel kind of goes away with FR4 because it dampens a bunch.
and it dampens in a way where it like flattens the sound. So yeah, but it happens a lot more with the full travel like linears, but not as much with like tactiles or like or obviously like long pull. You know, those kind of need a little bit of the dampening. But yeah. But yeah, so there it is. So I can go through the mods. So here are the mods. Oops, my bad. Not very noisy. Yeah, in the alphas, I feel like MX oranges or MX blacks sound muted, especially because it's like this FR4 plate, right? So, you know, better if you're into full travel linears like I am, but I would say not ideal. I would probably choose an alu plate on this for sure. Feel wise, actually feels pretty nice. I would say like, you know, for the people who are going to be interested in this board, I think feel wise they'll be satisfied. The top mount feels pretty good. I expect the gasket mount to be a good amount softer because these little dumbbells are these little point gaskets are pretty easy to compress, but they are dense, so they will get stopped, and so it will have good amount of bounce though. I would say like, you know, it'll be a satisfying typing feel, but then again, I don't know who the specific target audience for this is going to be. But you know, typing feel wise, I don't think they'll be dissatisfied. I think it's pretty nice. Typing sound though, it will depend on what configuration they pick for sure. And if I had a personal choice on what to pick, like I don't know if I think they're also offering 1.6 millimeter PCBs with no flex cuts. I think they are. I'm not 100% sure, but if they do, I would pick that. I think the top mount with a 1.6 millimeter PCB, no flex cuts, and maybe even no foam at all. Actually, the cork plate foam thingy actually works nicely. I actually like it a lot. The cork thing, I actually do like it a lot. But no flex cuts, 1.6 millimeter PCB, and top mount on this actually will sound pretty nice, I think. That's my hunch. Obviously, don't have the parts to confirm it, but that's just how I feel about it. So there's a knob volume control. Right now it's programmed to volume control, but I imagine it's programmable, so you can program it to whatever you want. But yeah, right now this is pretty much a standard knob, and it currently does volume control. Yeah, it doesn't click. There's no clicking or pulling or anything, so no mute, no nothing. I still don't know how to make it work mechanically speaking. I will get back to y'all when I have more info on that. But alas, hopefully they ship you an Allo plate to really see what I can do, brother. I doubt they will. I imagine the configurations are fixed for reviewers. If they want to send out an Allo plate, I'm absolutely welcome to it. But I don't think Wuque. I don't know. Maybe people ask, hey, send Diego, send Lightning an Allo plate so he can test it. I'm 100% welcome to it. Yeah, I can ask, but I imagine they have configurations sent out to different people, different reviewers out there who will be, you know, doing their own combinations for it. But I don't know. I don't know, you know, the what happens when you do this review showcase thing is that you actually don't know what other people are doing, in terms of like what other people are getting or picking if they have a pick. In my case, I think I didn't pick anything. It was just what I was sent. So yeah. But there are times when designers or vendors are like, oh, do you want to pick between these colors or these plates or whatever, and they'll kind of like let you do that. But in this case, I think it was just pre-selected for me, so I don't know. I like cherry switches more than the Wuque Studio switches. I actually think on this board the Wuque Studio switches sounded pretty good. Just general opinion. I do personally prefer full travel switches to long pole anywhere in general. I actually do think long pole switches sound really nice in specific configurations. Like, I think I tried these long poles in like Keycaps 265, I think it was, and it sounded awesome. Like, it was great. It sounded better, in my opinion, than some of the like full travel build that I had tried before. But you know, it's a mood thing. Sometimes you're in the mood for something loud and out there. Sometimes you're not. So yeah. That said, my default is definitely like Cherry Max, Arowana full travel type of thing. Have you been sent to Synovia? It's currently, or rather, it's going to be on the way to me this week. I believe Extra Previous Please is sending it over. So that same orange unit is the one I'll be building. I haven't checked out other people's reviews on the Synovia, so I actually have no bias on the Synovia aside from the first version of the Synovia that I tried out. Actually, I know nothing about it in terms of like what configs people have tried. But yeah, I'll be checking out the Synovia later this month. Yeah, hopefully before the end of the buy. Nixie and Nalo play with this board on your future trust. It's what the people want. Yeah. But yeah, you know, I think it's fine for me or other reviewers to try new things overall, and also to like try combinations that they're not just used to. So I'm personally not against trying like, you know, an F4 plate or whatever it is. So that's just my opinion, man. Alright, so let's just show the board off here. So that's what the board looks like with Prussian blue in its entirety. It's a nice side profile actually. The way the light hits this kind of makes this shadow come up, and it looks pretty nice. That is, you know, pretty unique aesthetic, at least in that sense. Obviously this is pretty standout feature. Don't know how to operate it specifically yet. I can now show you the board as it is. So this is super heavy. So hold on, also let me get rid of that, and also maybe I'll just play the music for people here. Okay, little 5 kilo plus keyboard with Prussian blue GMK tray bits, but with GMK Prussian blue, it looks fantastic. It's a nice navy or midnight blue, whichever you want to call it. Navy blue, I would say. Navy blue. And no, it's my set. And yeah, looks pretty nice. It's a cool looking. I'm there, and I handed it to him through the window. Yes, right. That's the side profile of the board. It's very heavy. The bottom has a sort of sandblasted silver. I think this is alu, and then the weight itself, I think it's like a brass or steel weight, PVD probably, polished. I'm not sure. And then it has a midnight blue or navy blue accent on the bottom, which has the shape of that mammoth. And then here from this side, you have this side profile with the big do you guys see what I see? Can I reach it? Did I see? Do you guys see what I see? Oh, there it is. I found it. I didn't see it from the side. Wait. Cool. But yeah, it's not a tourbillon. But it has mechanical movement, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But there is my place for me to wind it. So it was right there, and I finally I just saw it from the side. I was like wondering where, but what's a power reserve? Wouldn't it just be like wound? So let's see. I don't know to what point I can wind it. There. But it's not a watch. I mean, first of all, it doesn't even have hands. It doesn't even have hands. So yeah, it doesn't have hands, so you won't be keeping time with this. FYI. Heavy. God, my wrists hurt. They should make it so that every keystroke winds the watch. That would be fun. But maybe the science has not gone far enough for it, or keyboards. But I think personally, you know, make keyboards and make watches watches. You know, that's my philosophy on it. I think a nice keyboard can just be a nice keyboard, and a nice watch can be a nice watch on your wrist. Doesn't have to be this on the same thing. Now I can tell not the time. Yes, but you can just see it. You can see it work. I mean, it's cool, but it is definitely one of those features that I think is just like, you know, it looks nice. Yeah. No wheels and bridges to move hands. It's just a barrel, a mainspring, and an escapement. All for show. Watch enthusiasts won't even find this good, so what's the point? Yeah. Like, if you're a watch enthusiast, this is not what you're looking for sure. Yeah. That said, I'm not an expert on watches. I like watches, though. I wear watches every single day of my life. So, wouldn't call myself an enthusiast, though. I just like them. I look at them from afar. I have one of my older brothers is really into watches. He buys nice watches. And I look at them when I see him. That's about it. And I have friends who are into watches, and they talk about watches all the time. But I myself, I don't really splurge. I have a few like couple watches that I wear. Swap between a Cocktail Time and a PRX, yeah. Yeah. I'm a watch on keyboard enthusiast. Give me that digital Casio. Give me the G-Shock, okay? Anyway, yeah, and then I think I have like a Timex Weekender that I bought a long time ago, but it works. A few cheap battery powered ones. Not automatic ones. And then, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got for watches. I mean, as long as they keep time and they work and they look nice, that's all I need. I will eventually maybe splurge on nice watches, but today's not the day. I still have always wanted like a Grand Seiko and like a few like nice looking ones. But today's not the day. Someday. What kind of aesthetic do I like also? Like Nomos type of aesthetic. It's like clean, nice. I said it's classic. You know, looks good. Yeah. Wait, the Honda money wasn't enough for a GS? I mean, I'm sure I could buy a GS, but it's just I just don't feel the need to. That's all. Oh, I think I also have a what is that? Citizen Eco Drive ones. The solar power ones. Those are also pretty nice. Keeps the time well. Actually, it doesn't what is that? What do you call it when it acquires time or goes slower, goes faster or slower? I don't know the word for it for whatever reason I forgot. But anyway, yeah, that doesn't do that. So it's nice and accurate. In the 80s, there were keyboards on the watches. Now there are watches and keyboards full circle. Keyboards on the watches. Oh, yes, that's right. Okay. I guess I should probably wrap it up here. It was fun. Casio still makes those, yes. I went to a Casio store when I was traveling in Turkey, I think, and they had the Casios with the pads. It's pretty cool to see like an old school watch, like or old school, not even that old. All right, let's wrap it up here, my friends. It was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys had fun. I don't know if there's anybody. It's obviously a Sunday night, so I don't think there's be anybody doing keyboards. I'll just take you guys to the Ducks because why not? Slept at 4 and woke up at 1 p.m. today. Damn, that's rough. Such a late night. Well, it's 5 a.m. here. Wow, you guys are something else. Thanks for staying to watch my stream. No pun intended. Thank you. Are you streaming this week, Mr. Diego? Yeah, so I can tell you about my schedule. So I probably don't have anything for tomorrow or Tuesday. Where's my schedule here? Let's see. I am waiting on the Synovia to arrive, and I have a class 100 from Studio that I will eventually be building towards maybe closer to the middle of the month, but I might do it a little sooner if time allows. Other than that, I might have a few client builds possibly scheduled in. So it's still pending. I'm pending confirmation from a few folks, and so I haven't like actually penciled it into my calendar. So there might be 1 or 2 streams this week. For weekdays, it's always about the same time. I usually start around 8-9 p.m., like 8:30, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and go until basically like around bedtime for me. So yeah. And if it's the weekends are kind of like open, so I'm not sure if actually I think this weekend I'm actually busy, so probably no streams over the weekend. Yeah. It was a nice time watching you. Thank you. I finally discovered the secret of this big dial. So alright folks. Let's wrap it up here and go rate the Ducks. Thank you again for stopping by. I appreciate you all. Thanks for checking out the Nama by Wuque Studio. A premium board that will be released in the middle of this month. So check it out if you're interested, or tell your friends if they are interested in a 75% with a big knob and that has a mechanical part. Not a watch, not a tourbillon, technically, but it still has something moving, a spring and movement. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. or maybe this week, but TBD. Take care. Have a good close to your weekend or start to your week. All right, folks. I'll see you all later. Bye. Good night.